Hello and welcome to the SnapIT podcast. I am your host Nehemiah and I am the director of recruiting over at SnapIT. Today we have a great show for you. We are speaking to Lindsay Paulson. Lindsay is the Salesforce instructor over at SnapIT, and today we're going to cover many things from the duties performed by a Salesforce administrator all the way to what the demand like for that position is in Kansas City. She gives some great information for those of you out there who are interested in Salesforce, and I think it's really going to help. Hope you enjoy this episode just as much as we enjoyed making it.
The SnapIT Solutions Podcast.
Thank you so much today for joining us, Lindsay.
Thank you.
So today we just want to touch on a few things, especially for those people who are interested in Salesforce. Can you please explain what Salesforce is?
Sure. Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM, which stands for Customer Relationship Management Software. And the purpose is to streamline internal business practices and serve as the centralized data hub so that the focus can shift to building and maintaining customer relationships rather than business processes, which are essentially automated with the Salesforce platform.
What type of businesses use Salesforce?
So the beauty of Salesforce is that it is able to be customized to really fit any industry, from finance, healthcare, HR, tech. Salesforce has a lot of options that can be configured to really fit anybody's business needs. Salesforce also has a specific success pack targeted for nonprofit businesses to help leverage their needs as well.
One of the questions that I get asked often is, do you need a sales background to study Salesforce?
I think that while understanding the basic sales process and how sales work in tandem with other departments is helpful, but it's definitely not a prerequisite. We do cover a lot of the basic sales structure within this training as well.
Could you explain what the classroom setting is like for students learning Salesforce?
So currently the Foundations of Salesforce Administration class is being taught online via Zoom. Our class is really successful by using this online platform because Salesforce does have an official training platform called Trailhead. So all of our curriculum is already online, which has worked really well for us in previous classes. And we do supplement the material, including putting students in real life business scenarios to work through hands-on in a real environment. And we also focus on practice certification exams.
Speaking of certification, one of the questions that I get often is how long does it take to get certified? Would you be able to answer that?
Yeah, this really will vary from person to person, depending on how much time you choose to train and study. I recently had one student pass their certification the day after graduating from our 11-week course, and others who may not be ready to certify for several months, just kind of depending on how much time they have to dedicate to their certification goals.
So the certification is something that they're going to take on their own time.
Correct. The purpose of this class will be targeted toward preparing you for that certification, but not everyone will be ready to jump into that at the end of our course. So that is an additional step once you complete the 11-week course to complete on your own.
With the people that I have spoken to, that does seem to be one of the benefits of this course is that they get to take the certification on their own time. Could you tell us what the certification is for someone who studies Salesforce?
So Salesforce actually offers 25 certifications currently, and these are spread out among 6 primary fields, which include administration, development, app building, consulting, architects, and some specialized certifications such as a marketing specialist.
So it sounds like there are a lot of opportunities for people who do study Salesforce to really expand. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about some of the job duties included with someone who studies Salesforce?
Yes, so I just shared all of the different certification paths that are available in this ecosystem. But the Salesforce administrator is really considered the backbone or the foundation for the entire platform within a business. Admins wear many hats and often have in-depth knowledge of all operational practices among all departments. So it really is the foundation and a great starting point for somebody coming into the Salesforce ecosystem. Some of the responsibilities include maintaining system users, security and data integrity, customizing fields and page layouts, as well as some apps to align with the business needs. We'll also be learning how to create and manage workflows and automate the system. So essentially taking out a lot of manual day-to-day tasks for your business. You'll also be responsible for designing reports as well as dashboards based on the data points that you create within the system. And also, you will be responsible for evaluating the business needs of your company, determining the scope of your projects, and completing those new development requests to enhance your system along the way.
Now, that's very helpful because sometimes when I speak to people, the term Salesforce throws them off as far as what their duties will include. Now, one of the biggest questions that I get actually is, what is the pay like? Would you be able to tell us what the national average salary is?
Yeah, so the current statistics that I found, the most current that I found, this is based on ZipRecruiter statistics from June 6th of this year. The average national salary is showing at $88,798 a year. However, there is quite a bit of a range here. For more entry-level positions, ZipRecruiter has seen as low as $37,000. However, that is rare. The more experienced admin positions, the longer you are in this role, and the more that you become experienced, they have seen as high as $136,000. So that puts the average at right about $89,000 a year for the Salesforce administrator title.
And what is the demand like for that position here in Kansas City?
So Salesforce is a worldwide company. It literally is in every country in the world. And what I've been excited about in the last 5 years is seeing the growing demand in Kansas City. I started in the Salesforce world about 8 years ago in Kansas City, and it was still very rare to see businesses starting to implement this. But like I said, in the past 5 years, I've seen Kansas City become one of the fastest growing hubs for Salesforce. So the demand for talent is high, particularly for admins.
What type of companies are typically looking to fill this position?
So again, the companies do vary. We really can customize the system to fit a variety of industries. So really, it really isn't limited to just one type of company.
One of the other questions that often come up are the job placement. What is that like for people once they graduate?
So to become a Salesforce administrator, you will almost always be required to obtain the Salesforce administrator certification. More recruiters are becoming aware of these credentials, and this certification shows that you do have the foundational knowledge for what it takes to succeed in the role. So that certification is really your first step following training when you are looking to break into the job market.
So that is our time today, Lindsay. I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. I think that you shed a lot of light on the Salesforce class and what it entails. And I think it's going to be very helpful for upcoming students who are looking in this field. So once again, thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. My pleasure.
The SnapIT Solutions Podcast.